Welcome back to our STEM lab. Remember, my name's Matt Barfield. I am head of STEM innovation at Promethean. I'm also head of regional PD. The STEM of innovation is just one I kind of tacked on there and gave myself a little self title, if you will. So today we are doing our big Innovate Day with just having a ball. I've got a whole team full of people here with me. We're going to be doing sessions from our STEM lab all afternoon. We're also delivering sessions from our Alpharetta office and our what we call our Promethean live room there. So just lots happening. So we hope that you're just sitting back and joining us all day. You called in sick to work and you're just here with us. Or you've got it on in your classroom and the kids are watching too. Hey guys, how y'all doing out there? It's your big southern y'all in there. So I've got a couple of folks in here with me today. I want to make sure I give my shout outs. I've got Christine Garrard, who's the education consultant from North Carolina. Tell them, hey Christine.
Hi guys, happy that you're here.
Just hey Christine. All right, so I've got Katie Marks from the EC in Pennsylvania. Tell them, hey Katie.
Hi.
There you go. I got Angela Arduin, who is head of the Central Region at Promethean for PD. Tell them, hey Miss Angie.
Hi.
She just waves, right? And then I've got Ernie Falkenberry, who is the sales rep for South Carolina. Give him a big old what's up there.
What's up?
There you go. All right. So again, we're just having fun here. We appreciate you guys joining us. Just a couple of things. This app one here is actually apps for STEM related apps that I like to use, right? So we're just going to scratch the surface with that because they're only giving me like 20 minutes today to do this. And well, it takes me a little while to get it all out. So a couple of things here I want to make sure we remind you of that if you have questions, just put them in the chat. Christine's monitoring the chat right now, is going to take care of anything there that might be one-offs for you. And then we'll check in periodically to try to answer your questions or to do what we can. Also, all of these sessions are going to be put up live on our PrometheanWorld.com Innovate site, and we're going to be following up with an email that's got all the STEM resources and things in it today that we did. One of the big shout outs I've got to give is our Promethean Academy. So if you've not checked out Promethean Academy, you need to go to, or just Google Promethean Academy, right? You got that. You also can go to academy.prometheanworld.com. Create you a teacher login, right? So once you do that, we've got live courses. And today, I've got word that the STEM course just went live. So it is there, ready for you. We were going to hold that till the end of the day and just got so excited about it, we went ahead and published it now, right? And the lady that did that sitting in the room with me, so I know it's live. She's like giving me a big old smile and a big old nod that like, we're up and running with that. So you got to go and sign up as a teacher. Once you do so, you'll check your email, confirm it, and then you're right back in and you can start playing with that STEM course and even start implementing that in your classroom. So again, if you don't read the excitement on my face, then maybe the camera's off because we are so excited to be here today. And so we want to go ahead and jump in. And I'm just going to show a couple of apps here. And a lot of these apps are apps that are in the Google Play Store. So they're available on our OPSG and also on our Promethean Chromebox. And I'm going to show you two from both. And some of them you might kind of look at me and like, well, why are you calling that a STEM app? Because anything that's promoting that discovery of engineering and science and technology and math, and you were able to go out and do that and bring that into your classroom, to me, that's all STEM related. What am I doing is getting my kids excited about that. And if you throw the arts in, and you throw the reading in or whatever, then you keep doing so. But this is all going to give us that. Now, of course, I am being assisted today by my beautiful 86-inch titanium active panel here that Promethean has donated to our STEM lab. And one of the things that I absolutely love about this, if you don't have one of these, you need to go out and get one today. But there is a unified menu here, there is a unified menu here, and there's one over here. So it doesn't matter where I'm at, I can reach a menu all the time and don't have to be on the wrong side of the panel because we listen to what teachers want. So I'm going to go in here and I need to change my source from this screen over onto my OPS screen, my Android side. Notice how easy that is. It's only showing me things that are showing up on the screen here. So now, right there is my little ring of apps. And here is just one of my many STEM folders. And if you joined us for the gadgets conversation earlier today, we talked about Little Bits, and we talked about Blockly and Dash, and we talked about SparkView. And we're coming back at 1:30 today and having that exact same conversation. But now we're talking about apps, and I got to show you a couple of my favorites, right? And I'm going to show one here just because, she's in the room and she introduced me to me. This is Angela Arwin's favorite app I know of, right? She loves this app. And but I can't drag her on the camera, right? She's back there talking about, she's shaking her head now. But look at this. Y'all, I am inside my human body right now. Like, I'm inside looking at my cells. I'm not. This is somebody else's cell, right? It's cleaner than mine might be. But look at, I can go in and I can rotate this cell. I can take a look at it. I can move around. I can come over here if I need to. I've got a little controller where I can slide around. I can click on these pieces and it's going to take me and bring us right into the nucleus of that cell. Isn't that the coolest thing in the world? I actually get this. It's got a little nice little mellow music going on there. Tap around. I can click on each one of these, and down here at the bottom, it's telling me about that. But now if I go and bring into my Promethean apps, whether you're still on the OPSG and using your pink power button, or you're using that unified menu, why don't I go ahead and open up my annotate tool, and then I can come in here and search and start to write words like chromosomes or whatever that might be, so that my kids will know what's going on right there on that screen. So they're getting some of that animation in the background. And then my favorite part, why don't we just go right ahead and screen capture that and bring it right into my whiteboard, so that now I could even have the kids walk up and start to continue labeling on parts of that cell. So I've got that ease of use and a way to really take those STEM lessons and bring them to even bigger life, because now my kids have come up and they can draw here. Well, let's bring it back over, grab my pen, and maybe come up here and write on this the nucleus, right? So we got chromosomes over here, and we got another chromosome over here, so we can really start to dissect this thing and to build it out. So just something fun and easy to do. So I'm going to switch back over here to those apps, and we'll go back to my Android side. There's my my cell app, but this is just one, right? So you go right out, find Cell World. It's easy to go and easy to use. So let's bounce back in. Another one that I've got that I love, and this one truly is my favorite. So I'm going to show this one first because I don't want to run out of time and then didn't get to show it to you. But it's called EarthCam. So if you go out to the Google Play Store, you can find this one in the iOS store. If you've got iPads in your classroom, you can find this in the Google Play Store. If you've got Android in your classroom, this one right here is fantastic, because sometimes I try to describe places to my kids. I try to get them out there and say, we want to go visit this, and I can show pictures. But you know, what if I could take them to places that are live? And I've already started hearing things about snow falling in the Northeast, and we've got snow being reported across the country. Guys, right now I'm in Canada, right? So this is the live webcam right here from Canada, Algonquin's Park. Let's go over here. You know what? Let's go to Breckenridge in Colorado, and let's take a look at the snow there. Look at that. That just makes me cold looking at it. I mean, they're just getting started out there. It's 10 a.m., but look at all that fresh powder and everything there to make that happen. Isn't that cool? So let's bounce back out here. Look at this. These live webcams allow me to go just about anywhere. Now, this is a free and a paid site. So you can go in for free and you get all these little cameras here if you want to take a look at. But you also can go in and add more onto it and then have more cameras if you want to take a look. So let's go to Midtown right now. So I'm going to go to Midtown, New York. Guys, look at that. We're live, yes, live in Midtown, New York right now. And I can't adjust these. Sometimes I move them around a little bit. But what a great way to introduce weather to my students and take them out to different parts of the country, different parts of the world, and they can see that the weather's just not what's happening in their backyard. They can actually start to compare, try to figure out what the temperature is, try to figure out what's going on there, what the weather pattern is for that day, or even checking in daily and making that a small center in my classroom, and they're having to report on what they see in cities around the U.S. Because, you know, a lot of those younger kids think that whatever's happening outside their door is happening outside of everybody's door. And we need to start teaching them that world's a lot bigger place. Just one of the things to show you, if I click the map up here, you guys will see all the cameras that are available to us. The blue ones are the ones that are available to us in the free. The green are all the cameras total that you can do once you subscribe. So like I said, it is an iOS app. It is an Android app. It's called EarthCam. It is my favorite app that I use when it comes to getting kids around the world and using them. So let's go over here. I've got one more place I like to go, and I'm going to zoom in here, and we're going to go right into Abbey Road in London and see if we see the Beatles. Let's see if there's a Beatles sighting today. And you can see here, whoa, what's going on there? Why is it dark? Well, because in London they're 5 hours ahead of us, right? So it's time to get off work, and you can see here, here's the famous Abbey Road crossing where they could go in, but we're seeing all this live. We're hearing that. We're doing everything but having to smell it. Right? So we don't have to worry about that if you're visiting some of those larger cities. But what a cool way. Nobody's getting their pictures made tonight or any of that. But live, the EarthCam and those live webcams are definitely a positive to bring into your classroom and to use. Now, on top of that, I like Google Earth. And I think you're thinking, well, yeah, we all use Google Earth. But do you really use it like you can on our panel? So with this stuff here, and I start using the app that's on Google Earth, so I'm just going to, let's zoom in. Let's go ahead and get the Earth rotated back. And I want to go back and visit New York, right? So I'm just going to zoom right in here on New York. Just got my pinch and zoom, just like you do on your cell phone when you're going along there. Let's see if this thing will render. And come in, there it comes. So I'm just going to go right in here to New York. And let's see here. See if I see any of our ECs in New York today. Maybe they're on here. Shout out to them up there. But I'm in Times Square here. And what I want you to notice is the longer this sits here, the more clear it gets. And there's something on here that's really cool. I'll take 2 fingers, and I can start to push up. And when I do, in these larger cities, I start to get a 3D effect. So those kids are seeing those buildings bounce out at them, start to reach up into the sky and go in. So look how cool that is. We can spin, pinch, and zoom, but we can bounce and go anywhere in the world that we want to go that we're teaching about. We can go to where an inventor lived. We could go to where a natural event happened, whether a disaster, whether it's, a volcano erupting. We can show all those types of things happening right here as we go along using just something as simple as Google Earth. Like, how great is that, right? So I feel like sometimes these ones that are a little more frequently used, they get looked over because they don't seem, well, it's just Google Earth. No, you need to be taking your kids here to these places and showing them there. And then if there's an EarthCam site that takes you there live, why not go and do that? So EarthCam definitely falls in my top 5 or 6 when it comes to STEM apps, or really any app on my Android side or my iOS side. So I talked about Cell World. I've talked about EarthCam. I want to show you another one here, and this is a great little physics game to introduce kids. We're going to see if it's working today. Sometimes it's because I haven't had it up in a couple of days. So I'm going to click on it and see what's happening with it here. Let's go. We're going to go to one, and that's what I was afraid of. So I probably need to update the app. But Brain It On, you got to go out and check it out. So Brain It On is a great little activity where kids have to go through, and you may have seen old app games like Cut the Rope or something like that. Well, Brain It On is a physics-based game that you can go out and then make it work. So the kids have to figure out how to move a ball from one side of the screen to the other just by simply drawing lines on the screen or by dropping weight on the screen as well. So that's a great little one. Sorry it won't come up. It was up and now it's not. So, oh well, we'll move on. That's what happens when you're teaching. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I've got, again, we're going to review. We talked earlier about Blockly, about SparkView, about Little Bits. We've got Cell World. We've got our EarthCam. We've got Google Earth. And then I want to show you one more that I really feel like nowadays is another really useful resource. And I know you're going to be like, don't tell me YouTube, right? Don't say YouTube. Yeah, I want to say YouTube because on my 4K active panel, right? So I said that right, 4K. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to use my Chrome box, my Promethean Chrome box to do this now, because I mentioned volcanoes earlier, and we've been doing some work around volcano content and kind of exploring some different places. Well, we found this gorgeous National Geographic, and I don't think you can talk about STEM Day without mentioning National Geographic. So I've got this video, and it's in 4K on YouTube, of the Kamchatka volcano, or volcano eruption. And so I just want to play a second or two with it and let you see this. So I'm going to play this guy here. So this is in 4K, and you might not be getting to see it quite as well there, but again, just search National Geographic Volcano 360 degree, and what you'll notice is now I've got that ability to spin this guy. So you can see, I'm actually in this helicopter, I'm sitting right behind this guy here. Oh wait, no, they didn't show me. That's all right, we'll show you next time. So now look at this, we're flying right over the top of volcanoes that are just sitting there smoldering and beginning to erupt. How cool is that? So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit here so you can see some more and get that depth. Y'all, right? That's good STEM stuff, right? That's a way to get kids. That gets me excited. Like I want to go see this place. I don't know, it's a little high, but I want to go see this place. So I'm going to keep zooming. Look how cool this is. And I love the fact that I am showing kids off here a snowy mountain that's also a volcano, and get them to think about, wait, how is it snowy and hot and volcanic with an eruption happening and all there? So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit more here so you guys can see one more thing. because I thought this was kind of cool. We're actually watching lava flow right down the side of that mountain. So just getting out to YouTube and starting to find that 4K quality content when we're on devices that will show that, like the Promethean Active Panel, like the Promethean Chrome box, I've got that ability then to bring that 4K content. So my kids now are actually, it's like you're there, right? It's like they're there. Like this, I could go out, open up the window now, get that cold air rolling in, and they feel like they're in that helicopter flying right over the top of these mountains. But now what's cooler is when I get to take those same tools, like my screen capture tool, like my annotate tool, where I can circle right over the top here, that lava, and I can point over here and talk about snow in the same conversation. That's going to blow your mind. That's going to blow your kids' mind. Wait, how do we have snow and lava happening at the same time? So all these little pieces, just don't overlook the ones that you've got that they're readily available for you when it comes to those things. Now, Matt, what else you got? Right? There's more STEM apps than that. You're right. And we've done our research and get those STEM apps in all of one place for you. And we're sending this out to you. We have an updated STEM guide. And so in this STEM guide, we have over 40 different apps that we've gone out and tested and played around with, which is kind of fun, right? We have that job where I get to go play with all these apps and test and see, where they're at, what they're for. We even gave you ages. And on the new guide, we're even telling you where we have them available at. Are they in the Google Play Store? Are they available in the Chrome Web Store? Are they available in the Promethean Store? We're doing all of that so it's easier for you to go out and find. This is going to be attached to the email that comes out to you afterwards. And also it's available on our Learn Promethean site. So that's where all of our PD is. And you can go to our Learn Promethean site and search STEM. And then boom, you get the ability to download that STEM guide right there on that site. So we've really tried to make sure that if we're going to talk about STEM apps, that we give you pages and pages of STEM apps for you to try to see what works and incorporates into your classroom. So we've got that available for you. And then just a couple other things, because I know I need to wrap up and move on here, because I could talk about this stuff all day long. So we talked about YouTube, right? Just go out finding those videos, because there's video everywhere. Everybody's got a camera nowadays, so we're getting even more content in places we've never seen before. We've got access to Google Earth, right? Whether I'm on the Chrome OS browser, whether I'm on my laptop, whether I'm on my OPSG, go out and use that. Take your kids to those places. In addition to Cell World, one of my top picks, and don't forget my number one, which was EarthCam, right? So that's available on all your devices as well. Go out and check it out. Now, we are currently doing the 12 session, which was amps to ramp up your STEM activities. And again, just trying to just spark that conversation, give you a little bit of confidence to start using STEM in your classroom. But at 12:30, we are following up. And then I'm going to be back at 1:30 with those gadgets that bring your STEM tasks to life. So if you missed my earlier one where we talked about Dash the Robot, we talked about the temperature sensor, and we talked about little bits, I'm going to do that again at 1:30 today for that teacher session. And at 1 o'clock, I'm joining Ernie Falkenberry, and we're going to talk about professional development and why it's key when it comes to making your classroom successful when it comes to Promethean and how we see that happening in South Carolina. So just a couple of things there going on. So before we get to here, I want to kick it over to Christine for questions. Christine, we've got any questions today?
Yeah, we have someone in our chat asking if there are any math-related apps.
Oh gosh, yes. So inside of that STEM guide, the one that we're going to attach to your email, we've broke some of those out, and we've put several math-related apps in there as well. And that Bring It On kind of comes into a math-related as well, because it does have some physics, but it's got some weights and measurements and stuff built into it. But that STEM guide's going to break that down for you into not just science, but also math apps as well. So we definitely we'll send that one out. Christine, what else we got?
Let's see. I've been trying to answer them as they come in.
Anything the whole group needs to know?
Well,
Nope.
Where can I continue to find additional information?
So that's where you go back to that that STEM NOV8 site that Promethean has, the same one you registered with. So if you are registered and on this site and you are on this WebEx today, you're going to get a follow-up email from us that's going to have all of that information in it. Where you go back and watch the recordings, where you can go and find the STEM guide, where you can go and find any of those pieces that you want to talk about or that you've learned in this session today. Also on our Learn Promethean site, we are putting those videos up there as well in addition to, and we're going to leave those up as long as they're relevant. We'll leave those up so you can go back. Guys, you can go back and watch this as many times as you want to, right? This one video here, because you know how good it is. So a couple other things, we've been partnered with NASA with their Eclipse as we come along. So that's a great little partnership we've got. It's give us some access to some stuff. A couple other things that are happening here is if you're on Twitter, make sure you're following at Learn Promethean. Also, you are hashtagging, let me see if I get this right. It's, Katie, it's NOV8.
And then
NOV8. NOV8. And that's the hashtag right there that you can go out. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, they're giving away prizes on Twitter today. I just call that Twitter. On Twitter today. And all you have to do is use the hashtag, right? Tell something you learned, right? Tell how great this session was, right? That gets a couple extra kudos. But go to that little hashtag right there. Talk about what you're doing today in your classroom. Tell us what you're doing there, and your name's going to get put in for some giveaways. And I believe we're giving away a Virtuality T-shirt, which is kind of a cool little augmented reality piece that you can go out and use in your classroom. So until next time, like I said, we're going to be back. We've got sessions all day, and we're going to kick off on here. Go get you another coffee, grab you some quick lunch, come right back for the next session. We'll see you soon.